Imagine you're 7 years old, sitting down for your very first day of school. You open your textbook, and right there on page 1 is your very first lesson. You have to memorize that your country's leader personally invented the hamburger. He called it double bread with meat, and he graciously shared this invention with the rest of the globe. Turn the page, and the claims escalate. You learn that he also wrote 1,500 books in a span of just 3 years. That is more than 1 book per day, every single day. This chart shows the scale of that claim. Look at Stephen King, one of the most prolific authors alive. Over 50 years of constant work, he's published about 70 books. According to the state, Kim Jong-il wrote 1,503. And then there's the sports section. The official state record dictates that the very first time he picked up a golf club, he shot 38 under par, including 11 holes in one, in a single afternoon. To the outside world, these look like hilarious memes born of a dictator's narcissism. But for the millions of people living there, these are not jokes. If you question that textbook, if you laugh at the golf score, your entire family disappears. Children in North Korea are not taught that Kim Jong-il was a talented man or a great politician. They are indoctrinated to believe he was a literal, physical god. Which raises a strange question. Why would a totalitarian regime base its entire grip on power on lies that are so absurd and easily disprovable? The delusion begins with his origin story. According to official history, Kim Jong-il was born on the sacred peaks of Mount Paktu, heralded by a double rainbow and a new star lighting up the sky. The historical record shows he was actually born in a dirty Soviet military camp in Siberia in 1941. No rainbows, no singing swallows. This infographic maps exactly how the state enforces the myth. If a child writes the true Siberian birthplace on a test, the answer is marked incorrect. That immediately drops their family's social credit score, which severely cuts their monthly food rations. Knowing a basic geographical fact is treated as an act of treason. The state has successfully criminalized objective reality. The curriculum extends far beyond rewriting history. It dictates that Kim had total physical omnipotence. State media claimed he could control the weather with his emotions. When he was happy, the sun shone. When he was angry, storms rolled in. North Korean weather forecasts would change to match his schedule. If a meteorologist predicted rain during a provincial visit, and it rained anyway, they would be arrested for insulting the dear leader's divine power. Across the country, citizens are required to perform physical acts of worship every single day. When passing any of the hundreds of bronze monuments, they must bow in perfect subservience and keep the stone pristine. At the annual Arirang Festival, 100,000 performers must move precisely to spell out state propaganda. A single mistake, 1 card out of place, brings severe punishment to that individual and their relatives. Behind these massive displays of coordinated worship was a grim reality. During the devastating famine of the 1990s, up to 3 million people died. Citizens survived by eating grass, tree bark, and leather belts boiled into soup. While the population starved, Kim Jong-il imported live lobsters from Japan, caviar from Russia, and premium Hennessy cognac. The cruelty is the point. Forcing a starving citizen to worship a man feasting on lobster and credit him for inventing a hamburger they will never taste is how the state achieves total psychological subjugation. It forces the starving to prioritize a leader's myth over their own physical reality. When Kim Jong-il died in 2011, the state mandated a massive public mourning period. The streets filled with a snowy funeral procession. The weeping was tightly controlled. Cameras watched the crowds, and those who failed to cry convincingly enough were tracked down and arrested. The death of the dictator did not break the delusion. The entire apparatus of manufactured divinity was seamlessly handed down to his son, Kim Jong-un. Today, a brand new generation of children sits in those exact same classrooms, learning that their leader controls reality itself. The golf scores, the hamburgers, and the singing swallows are calculated, systemic weapons. They serve a function far more strategic than simple vanity. By forcing millions of people to repeat an obvious, absurd lie without laughing, the state breaks their ability to trust their own minds. A regime that demands to be worshipped as divine is seeking a total monopoly on truth. When questioning reality becomes a crime, The state ensures that the only allowed facts are the ones it invents.